Less than 2 weeks out from the federal election, and Northern Rivers residents in New South Wales are facing several hurdles just to get to the ballot box. The wide-scale flooding that devastated the region in February and March has resulted in fewer polling booths.
Election season is in full swing.
There needs to be a bit of a shake-up. No good moaning about it after the fact. They need to come and vote. Vote, vote, vote. It's very important.
But in some parts of flood-ravaged northern New South Wales, it's not that simple.
Some aren't even able to leave their properties. We have a number of residents in Bunga that are still flooded in, and we have some bad weather coming, and we are expecting that low-lying areas in the area will be cut off once again before that election.
The usual polling places were washed away. In some areas like Woodburn, they won't be replaced.
People in the community are telling me that they are frustrated that they don't have adequate access to vote in the upcoming election. The closest places for them to vote are in Wardell and also in Evans Head, but many of the residents don't have vehicles.
There are 6, soon to be 7 early voting stations set up across the electorate. In Lismore, you can vote at the university.
This is the worst location we've ever had as far as accessibility on site, but also to find it. Our numbers at pre-poll here are probably down on what we'd expect because people can't find it.
It's a steep descent to the ballot box. For anyone with mobility issues, the location couldn't be worse.
My wife walks with a walking stick and it was fairly difficult coming down from here. I'm not sure how I'm going to get her back up there.
Can hardly walk. They walk 2 miles to get here.
A second early voting centre will be opening in Lismore's CBD, but not until Saturday. The Australian Electoral Commission has flagged postal voting as an option. But locals have told me thousands of people don't have an address because their homes were destroyed in the floods. For those lucky enough to have a roof over their heads, they're contending with postal delays. Telephone voting isn't an option unless you're in isolation with COVID or have a vision impairment. The Australian Electoral Commission are still finalising polling booths for the day of the election. It's been a challenge given the scale of the flood damage. But it's no small comfort for the people of Page, who perhaps want to say more than anyone at this year's federal election.
It's a very important election coming up. There is a lot of frustration. People are passionate that they want to stand up for what they believe they need from their government. We're seeing a lot of independents rise up and take a stand against, the current government and their inadequacy and their inaction when it comes to the recovery efforts in the Northern Rivers.
Jordy Simpson, Sky News.